Well, Marxism is the belief that, for the most part, that civilization is good, and we'll find liberation in a higher stage of civilization beyond capitalism. And we
Mm,
can't go backwards, and we can't throw away everything that's come from capitalism
mm,
because some of it is positive in terms of the
mhm,
technology. That you can't be a political purist and you can't have communism overnight. It's something that needs to be worked through. But at the same time, you're not just a gradualist. There's times when you have to be militant, but it is a complicated process that needs to be worked through a mass movement of the people taking state power and using it to harness the best of capitalism to serve the interest of the masses of people.
mm. As opposed to anarchy is more just a negative, politics, would you say? A no.
Essentially, yeah, it encompasses a huge range of things. I was exploring different elements of it. I hung out with David Graeber for a while because he lived in New
Oh,
York for a while. He was on the more conservative end of anarchism. There was another anarchist writer who condemned him as a class war social democrat, which maybe has an element of truth in it. So that's like the right wing of anarchism. And then the far left end of it is like 10%. I was weaving it out of various philosophical strands.
mhm,
But when I was following anarchism to its logical conclusion, that takes you out of humanism, a kind of worship of nature that I had to go past. And
mhm,
realizing it was a dead end, you get into that kind of belief that humans are a curse on the planet.
mm.
Once you back away from that, you start becoming a humanist again. And you realize that the best thing is to rationally, judiciously develop the means of production for the benefit of human beings. Anarchism fetishize militancy, right? If you're rioting, you're like the most radical and you're like the most
Yeah.
revolutionary if you're ready to riot. And I was very ready to riot
Mm,
for a very long time. And it's something that the cultural politicians latched onto, right? Because it's, if you're denouncing your comrades the most, and if you're like more radical than thou with whatever issue, like you're more queer, you were more black. There's this term you see sometimes in Marxist Leninist literature, that anarcho-liberal. And when I was an anarchist, this made no sense to me. This
mm,
is just some Marxist Stalinist shit talking. But now I feel very strongly that's a phenomenon that you could always be aware of. Anarchists, they have this radicalism, but since they can't organize and since they have these bohemian tendencies, cultural tendencies that ultimately turn out, they can't connect to the masses of people. They can't develop
mhm,
the populism that's necessary for a
mhm.
popular revolution.